may have beat teen pregnancy, but damn, I didn't beat being a baby mama. Fuck.
So what do you think is a bigger commitment, marriage or a baby?
Marriage, because a baby you could just leave.
Would you leave?
Yeah, builds character development. Single moms do better statistically.
Offset stated, "You're my baby mama, I won." There are men out here who do not want to commit to you. They don't want to commit to you, but they will give you a baby.
Some of them is cool with it. Some
How
of them
many
have to
baby
deal
mamas
with it.
do you have? 6, 7?
6.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm very non-traditional. I feel like you can co-parent without being in a relationship. Maybe just two people say, hey, you want a kid? I want a kid. Let's just have a kid and let's just see. I'm like free spirit. I'm very open and just.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want.
Ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to stand up and put your foot down to these men. Stop letting them trap you.
Welcome back to another episode of New Era Narratives. I'm your host, Jasmine, and today we're going to be talking about baby mama, baby daddy culture, specifically the toxicity of it. Disclaimer, I know this is a very controversial and touchy subject, so I want to reiterate that my thoughts and my opinions are coming from a place of love. It's important to discuss this topic to get people to reflect and consider their actions before making such a permanent decision. That's where I'm coming from, so let's get into it. I know you've probably heard popular lyrics like F My Baby Daddy by Sexxy Red. I'm not even gonna hold you. You know, that song is very catchy. I be singing it, you know, it be stuck in my head sometimes, but I always thought like, why would I wanna put myself in position to have a child by somebody that I would wanna bash? We're not taking the time to properly vet people out. Therefore, we're having kids with strangers, essentially. My goal is to not feel that way towards my child's father. Yes, he's gonna piss me off sometimes when I was gonna see eye to eye, but as a whole, I don't wanna bash half that I went half on a kid with, you know? So it was initially Meek Mill and Nick Cannon's tweet that really got me like, I need to talk about this. Well, apparently Elon Musk fathered another child, and when the news broke out, he said, oh, ain't no way I'm about to let Elon Musk have more baby mamas than me. And Nick Cannon chimed in and he was like, well, let me go put on my super suit. Like, let me, you know, kind of join in the fun too. And I know people have sense of humor, you know, social media in a way is for jokes and likes and things like that, but I didn't really find that funny. Let me go create even more broken homes so that way I'm at the top spot. Do you hear how low level energy that sounds? I think children are blessings from God, and I feel like they should be treated with the utmost care and value because these are the people that we're raising up into the world to be leaders of the next generation. I don't feel like today's generation takes bringing life into the world as seriously. Like, they don't see it as such a sacred thing. Just sex in general, it's kind of like become more of a casual thing. We should start setting a higher standard in terms of bringing life into the world. It's such a huge permanent decision.
So what do you think is a bigger commitment, marriage or a baby?
Marriage, because a baby you could just leave.
Would you leave?
Yeah, builds character development. Single moms do better statistically.
Thinking that marriage is a bigger commitment than a baby, to me, is absolute blasphemy. You can sign some papers, you can get a divorce, you can be on your way and never have to see or talk to them or deal with them again. A baby though, you're bound for life. I don't care about 18 years or after college, like no, it's a lifetime commitment. I don't know not one person that's had a child that wishes that they didn't have that family dynamic or that family unit. And I know nobody goes into a situation thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna have a kid just so I can just be a single mom or do this on my own. Nobody does. And I understand that things happen. You can get married, something can happen. But I feel like as women who know what they want, know they want a family dynamic, I think it's really important for us to set that standard and then just not settle. I know a child changes everything. It changes you as a person, it changes the relationship, it changes all things, but I want to produce life with someone that has the same goals in terms of like marriage-minded, two-parent households, raising our children together in family dynamic. I feel like we don't have enough of that. I think sometimes we settle as women and we think, you know, this is good enough, or like, you know, like I'm fine, like he'll change his mind eventually, but that ends up hurting us in the long run. Take Tara and Amina, for example. They went back and forth. Honestly, they went baby for baby, like with Peter. And to this day, neither one of them is with him. And I feel like there was so much hurt and pain, like as the season unraveled, as they went back and forth with Peter, knowing that he was still dealing with both of them. And I feel like all the drama amongst the women, it was so unnecessary because here they are fighting over this man. They still didn't get what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Offset said, I made you a baby mama, so I won. You really thought you ate with that one, didn't you?
Offset saying, you're my baby mama, I won, I feel like will forever haunt me. To think that that was once his wife, and for him to throw that, to me it felt like a slur to try to degrade her. I think that is just the utmost disrespect. We're seeing in a lot of today's society, the work, unfortunately, is following on the mother, both financially, physically, spiritually, mentally. They're having to play the role of two parents, and it's not fair. You know, it takes two to tango. You know, it's not fully on one party more than it is the other. If you're not in a financial situation to support a child, let alone yourself, I don't think that that's necessarily the best route. There's so many ways to protect yourself to prevent pregnancies and unplanned pregnancies that there's really no excuse, in my opinion, as to creating these broken homes. Now, I know some, they may have kids for the wrong intentions. You know, they see a kid as like a bag or a payout or like, you know, child support, depending on your status. But some people, they just kind of follow the trend and just having the baby because they see other people doing it. We're not really seeing like the real side of pregnancy. We're not seeing like the morning sickness, you know, because of course social media only glamorizes like the cute maternity pictures, the cute gender reveals, the cute baby showers, but there's so much more that goes into pregnancy. It's such a risky process. You know, you're literally risking your life to bring life into this world. It shouldn't be taken as lightly as it is, you know, and the disregard that people have for their own kids is something that we need to kind of step up and do better with. You have a child with someone, you owe it to the child, not the parent. And I know some situations can be toxic, dealing with the baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, but it's important to show for the kids because those are the ones that end up suffering.
At this point in my life, right? Yeah. The relationship is amazing to have, right? But that's not what I'm basing having a kid on because I'm very non-traditional. I feel like you can co-parent without being in a relationship. Maybe just two people say, hey, you want a kid? I want a kid. Let's just have a kid and like let's just
Really?
see.
So you would
I'm very like free spirit. I'm very open.
To each is his own. You know, what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. Like, I definitely don't agree with her saying, I just want a kid. You want a kid? I want a kid. Let's just have a kid. To me, I feel like that's kind of irresponsible. I can't stop anybody from having kids. Like, that's something that we can't. It's just, what I can do is bring it to your awareness is that that's something that's pretty, like, reckless. To just be like, all right, let's just have a kid. You know what I mean? With no real regard as to, like, the family dynamic. Is the man going to be present? How is that going to work out?
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want.
7 kids by 7 different women. He's telling them, he's being honest, I guess, talking about, you know, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to deal with them. But it's like, why can't you strap up, sir? Why can't you have a vasectomy, sir? Why aren't you doing the things that you need to do so that no kids pop up in the equation at all? It's not all on the women. You are playing a part in it too. And I think, yes, personally, if my partner doesn't want to have a child with me, I'm not sure that I would proceed with the baby just because I don't think that that's fair to the child. But at the same time, these men need to be held accountable as well. $5 for a box of condoms. If you really don't want to have kids, the vasectomy procedure is not too crazy. So it's like, you need to also show up and do your part so that way these kids aren't suffering. They're not brought into the cycle. They're not, you know, being neglected because of your carelessness.
It's too many baby mamas and not enough wives. Yeah? Too many baby showers, not enough weddings. Okay? Ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to stand up and put your foot down to these men. Stop letting them trap you.
I agree with my good sis to a certain extent. Like I said, it takes 2 to tango. Things happen, you know, there's slip-ups and accidents unless you're not practicing any contraceptive or not putting yourself in position to get pregnant at all. Who's trapping who, for real? Children are not accessories. They're not props that you can wave over someone's head and use as, collateral to get X, Y, and Z. They are human beings. They have feelings, and they deserve to be treated with respect, love, care, and just poured into.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex, and this is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. And I can go on and on about my baby daddy, F my baby dad, F my baby dad, but I slept with him. So what kind of woman did that make me? A crazy motherfucker. Okay? You way too beautiful, way too smart, way too intelligent to be going through something like that. So live your soft girl life. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you too good to be a baby mama. You right. Because us strong black women, not strong because we choose to be. We strong because we have to be.
The next time you're putting yourself in a position where a baby is a possibility, I want you to stop and ask yourself, do I see this person in my future? Do I see myself being with this person in the next 5 to 10 years? Is this person husband or father figure material? Is he a provider? I really want you to stop and ask yourself these questions before you just put yourself in position to make such a permanent decision. It's one thing when you're in the moment and you can't see because you got the rose-colored glasses on. You think, oh, this is the best thing ever, we're gonna be together forever. But as time progresses, it may not be what you hoped and wanted it to be. So take your time, especially with something so serious and such a life-changing, decision as a child. Don't feel pressure to have a child before you're ready. Don't feel pressure to put yourself in a position to do something you're not ready to do before you're ready. Protect yourself, protect your future children. Just think, I always think, what type of upbringing do I want my child to have? What type of home do I see them in? What type of father figure do I see them being raised by? What type of husband do I see myself raising my children with? Those are the determining factors for me for having a child. I practice every single precaution that I can to make sure that I can wait and do this on my own terms. Again, anything can happen. Yes, I know people are like, well, actually, anything can happen. But the difference is I'm going into it with the intention of having something secure, something stable, and building with someone that is like-minded and has the same core values as I do, which is something that we're not taking the time to do today. Everything is fast-paced. We're rushing everything. We're seeing everything being so trendy and popularized. I get it. But with something as serious as this, I urge you to just take your time. It's possible to end this stigma and this toxicity of, the baby mama, baby daddy epidemic, but it starts with us. It starts with the decisions that we make and being more intentional with who we let in our space, in our body, who we exchange energy with, just in general. You don't have to put yourself in a situation of, okay, I'm taking a chance and maybe no. Someone wants to be a husband to you and a wife and wants to build that family dynamic, so don't settle until you get it. That concludes another episode of New Era Narratives. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to hear what you thought though. Comment below. Did you agree with my opinions? Did you think I was, far off? Again, all of my comments and, think pieces, they're coming from a place of love. I'm just here to help open your mind, open your perspective, and to think twice before making such a permanent decision like having a child. Let me know what you thought. I'll see you in the next video.